What's going on, people? Do bear with me a second. I'm just sharing it out to a couple places. Hope you guys are having a fun day, though. Do. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Oh, I am working on a silly fun piece, to say the least. Um, I got to get a little more light in here. Hold on. Oh. Little more light. I say unto thee, let there be light. So I'm working on this little fun design. Um, Doom, doom. But yeah, I hope you guys are having a good day. Going to work on this, get this knocked out. Let's see. I got to get this one off the colors here real soon. What's up, JC? Happy Saturday to you also. This is definitely going to be a weird one for everybody. Mm-hmm. What's up? What's going on? Hope everybody's having a good day. I started watching it when it first came out. I think I made it through the first few episodes, and to be honest with you, I haven't went back and watched it since. Um, sadly, I don't really get much time, to watch stuff, so I miss out on a good bit of it. But yeah, sadly, I didn't get a chance to go back and check it out. I need to. I mean, a lot of people claim that it's really good. So chicka, chicka, chicka. Yeah. Sadly, I haven't had a chance to go check it out. Invincible Adam Eve? Like what is that supposed to be? Like just a spin-off show or something? Or yeah, sadly there's a good bit of shows out there that I just have not had the time to go check out. Oh, how who so I'm assuming then Adam and Eve is his parents or something? Is that who they are? Like I said, I haven't watched it enough to have anybody's names memorized. Yeah, the last show that I've kind of been watching and getting caught up on was what we do in the shadows. I absolutely love that show. So I'm caught up on it, and of course I started watching the new Justified show. So I'm kind of trying to watch that. So there's a couple things I'm trying to check out for sure. Oh, what we do in the shadows. It was originally just this one shot movie about these vampires that are having a documentary shot about them. So it's a comedy, docu comedy, and the characters are hilarious, and and it's not meant to be taken seriously or anything like that. So it's in my mind, it's pretty entertaining. Um, but like I said, it was a one shot movie with a different set of vampires, and now it's a TV show with again a different set of vampires. But they're aware of one another, to a degree. But I think it's freaking hilarious. Like one of them is an energy vampire, so he's a normal dude, but the way he is, he just sucks the living hell out of you energy wise. And I mean, and that's so damn funny because we all know someone who's an energy vampire that when you hang around them, they're just so damn boring and bland that they just suck all the damn energy out of you. um, it's on Hulu. So, and New Justified is on Hulu also. But yeah, it's a great show in my opinion if you kind of like that subject material. I really like it. I really do. I like it a lot. Yep, I dig it. The new Justified, it's only like 3 episodes of the new Justified, and it seems pretty interesting so far. I'm gonna keep watching it. Hopefully, it picks up. You know, it's definitely a different thing in a way compared, to the original series, which was just incredible. So hopefully that'll pick up a little bit. Um, but yeah, that's kind of about the extent of what I've been watching. Really haven't got a chance to get into more stuff. just putting textures on these chains. Yeah, I hope the new Justified. I definitely hope it does well. It was one of my favorite shows when the first one came out, and I'm not a big cop show person or anything like that. And the original show was based in about a U.S. Marshal in Kentucky, and now it's the same U.S. Marshal in this new season or new show, however you want to look at it, where he's in Detroit. And so I don't know, I mean, for me personally, Detroit, like if you look at any movies that's been done about Detroit, news media stuff about Detroit, et cetera, it's kind of like Florida in the sense it tends to have the same types of people in it. You go to most of Florida and it tends like you tend to bump into the same type of people for the most part. Even though, you could go farther south in Florida and it'd be a little bit more of a melting pot. But most of Florida is kind of the same type of people, a few different, types. Um, when you're dealing with like Kentucky, where there are those couple of cliche types there, like any other southern, place. Even among those people, it's very interesting with the mixture. So, like the show itself, you got to see a lot of those different personalities, even though they're a lot of the same type of people in the sense of where they're from, how they're raised, etc. The uniqueness on that show with the actors and the characters that were written was pretty damn unique, and because there were some hey, what's up, mommy? Some you really didn't like. Yeah, this is a design we're doing for someone where they're Hellraiser Cenobites. I think I'm saying that word correctly. But so yeah, and so far on this show, like I said, I've only watched like 3 episodes. There's not a lot of personality coming out of the different characters, if that makes sense. It's like watching any other cop show at the moment. So you know what I mean? If I'm explaining that correctly, when you were watching the first Justified, hell, by the second episode, you done been exposed to, even though it's a southern, Appalachian style, living in the holler people. And then there were some city folks mixed into it with like Lexington and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, they're still the same similar type of people. But the personalities just really, really stood out. And so far, I'm not seeing that on the new Justified. Like I said, I'm going to stick through it and see what happens because I really enjoy Timothy Olyphant's acting. So I'm definitely going to give it a go-go, a true watch all the way through, and then make my mind up when the series is, over or whatever. But right now, because it's in Detroit, like I said, for me personally, it feels like another cop show. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not seeing that really awesome mixture of personalities that just stood out. So we'll see. Talking about the new Justified. Yes, Miss Piggy, Kermit, and Animal. And I'm putting Animal in a corset. So we'll see. Like I said, I'm going to give it. I'm definitely going to give it a solid try and see what happens because I really enjoyed the original Justified. And like I said, I'm not a cop TV show person. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, the extent, and I've seen the other shows and stuff like, an episode here or there, and I couldn't get into it. Like the only other cop show that I got into where I watched it from season one till the final season was the original uh, CSI Las Vegas. That was the only show that I watched cop related other than Justified from season one to the final season. So oh, my nose itching. But yeah, there's definitely some good shows out there. Like I said, What We Do in the Shadows, I think is an absolutely hilarious vampire comedy. So if you're not watching that show, give it a try. I think you'll like it. Justified, the original Justified is an incredible show. And like I said, I'm saving my thoughts overall, like big thoughts, about the new Justified until there's more episodes and I can kind of see what's going to happen. Oh, I've been seeing people post a lot of pictures from San Diego, so I guess everybody's having a good time there, which is awesome. One of these days I'll go to it. I probably won't go as a artist. For one, I don't want to pay no. I've heard stories of like $500 to $1,000 a night hotel fees and shit like that. I'm not paying that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I have no fear of my booth, doing well at a con like that. I mean, I'm sure it'll do real damn well. I just don't think I want to pay that. I'm like, holy shit, man. Damn. Nice. Woo. Now the good thing, like for the people, um, the artists and things like that are at this show. Now they're going to have a really good time because I mean I know it sucks that some of the actors aren't there, but this will be the most Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con that they've had in probably 20 damn years, hell, probably 30 years. All the other times it's been a, uh, pop culture convention, you know what I mean? Because of all the actors and things like that. So I think this might, I think a lot of people are going to have some fun with this because, again, I think it's going to be the most comic San Diego Comic-Con ever. I think people are going to make really good money and make some really good connections and stuff since it's mostly just comic creators and artists there now for right now. Oh, you guys can't see what I'm doing, huh? Sorry. I'm drawing some chains. I'm drawing some chains, man. Share out the video, guys. Invite your friends. Let's have a party, man. Let's get some conversations going. Y'all claim y'all want to see more of us artists just talking and interacting with you guys and not talking about the BS drama. So let's get some chitty chats going. Yeah, man. Mm-hmm. And the puzzle box, I got to double check my notes, but I believe the puzzle box is a Rubik's Cube. I believe I got to double check my notes, but yeah, I believe it's not the Hellraiser's puzzle box, I believe I'm almost positive, it's the Rubik's Cube. Change that angle. Yeah, there we go. That makes more damn sense. I don't know what I was doing with that weird ass angle. Oh, nice. Yeah, I was, I'm big into Halloween. It's my absolute favorite holiday. I'm big into horror and I'm big into goth. And even though I don't necessarily dress it or anything like that, um, um, but I was sitting there thinking, I was like, why the hell? Because when you look at my apartment, it's pretty standard, other than like the stuff I have on my shelves. So, even though I'm a big hard nut, like if I owned my own home, I sold my other home I had in Memphis, but at that time, I was with somebody, so I had to take into account that, they didn't really want to decorate that way or whatever. And I get that. But I can tell you right now, if I do decide to buy me, another home, that damn thing will be dead, especially if I have one built. And that's kind of what I really want to do the next time I go that far. I kind of want to have my home built instead of buying one. Because I want my home to be creepy. I want, there to be a bookcase, and you open the bookcase and that's the door into my office, a hidden room, so to speak. I want to have, again, areas where I can open a bookcase and I can walk between the walls to go to another room or something without having to use main walk areas. Like that kind of shit you see in old classic horror movies. I want creepy paintings hanging on the walls. I want, Gothic style furniture and things like that, reds and blacks and so on. So yeah, the next time I do my next home, that's definitely what I'm going to do, especially if I get to have it built. But regardless of that, I'm definitely going to do, because I mean, even if you look at, let's see, can I turn this thing? Okay, let's see how I do this. Okay, look at my office. Of course, I'm in an apartment. I don't want to paint my walls. I don't want to do none of that shit. But I mean, look at my office. It's pretty. Hello, there's my big head. It's pretty normal. Like, you get what I'm saying? It's normal, normal style apartment, so you get what I'm saying? So, and then there's, statues and everything everywhere and stuff like that, of course. But it's like when you walk through the apartment, it's a pretty, normal apartment. Like, it looks like what most people's apartment would look like, other than, the statues and stuff like that. So, yeah, I mean, if I end up buying me another home, it's going to be that, that type of scenario where it will be more, I don't even know. It would be more Rob Zombie style home, that type of thing, or more, if you look at the way the exterior of Stephen King's home looks, with the giant gate and stuff like that, that looks like something out of a horror movie. Because I mean, I'm very big into it. Again, even though I don't dress it per se, I'm not walking around with all black, even though a lot of the shirts in my closet and everything are black and dark grays, and red and black's my favorite color in general. And I'm an absolute sucker for a redhead. And you throw a redhead that's dressed like she walked out of like a classic horror movie, and I'm dead. Like, yeah. Goth is definitely, badass to me. Yeah, exactly. The dark purples, the reds, the deep colors. Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly like I've made this joke before where I've told people, like, there's no way in hell I'd be going, like, if I ever did, try to win the lottery, and like, you wouldn't know it, because I wouldn't be telling no damn body. I wouldn't be on the news bragging about it. I wouldn't be doing shit. You would not know I won the lottery as far as me opening my mouth and talking about it. But you would know I won the lottery, because my house would be the creepiest, scariest looking damn house on the block. It would be like the Addams Family just moved to your damn town. That scenario, like that's how you would know. You would be like, oh shit, okay, yeah, I bet you that dude won the lottery. Because I love Gothic. I love the architecture. I love the creepiness. To me, I know this will probably sound weird. To me, because I grew up on black and white horror movies from a young age. And I mean, Frankenstein and Dracula and Creature from the Black Lagoon and etc. So a lot of those homes, especially in the werewolf movies or the Dracula movies, those medieval looking castles and mansions, and of course, like the Haunted Mansion, that's badass to me. That's sexy to me. Gothic architecture is absolutely the most beautiful thing to me ever. Like I said, I am definitely a nut for you. Oh my God, some damn cutie dress, lady dressed like a damn goth chick. She'd take all my damn money. I mean, you put a set of fangs on her and it's game over. I mean, and I know some of you are probably like, oh my God, that's ridiculous. That's insane. But it is. To me, that is beautiful. That dark, creepy, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I can't explain it more than that. Um, that's sexy. That's beautiful to me. Um, I mean, that's probably one of the reasons, New Orleans is such a beautiful place to me, because of the mystique and the architecture and the mythology behind it as a city. Um, the darkness of it. I don't know, man. And like I said, I get, I understand I don't dress it or anything. I'm not wearing tons of any type of jewelry that, skull rings and shit like that. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, yeah, I don't wear it. Um, you know, um, I'm not walking around in all black and capes and shit like that. And I don't have a problem with anyone that does. But I don't know. There's just something about it. I don't know. I can't explain it. Because everybody's got their niche. Everybody's got what they're super, super attracted to. You get what I mean? Some people it's blonde. Some people it's brunette. Some people it's super skinny. Some people it's a bit overweight. Everybody's got their niche of what they're attracted to. And the type of beauty that they're attracted to. And that's totally okay. Yeah, you should be able to be into whatever you're into, as long as it's healthy, not hurting anyone. There's nothing wrong with that. So, and for me, it's that, it's that gothic, the sexiest woman I ever saw in my life, to my taste. The sexiest woman I ever saw in my life was a woman at a show one time and she wasn't cosplaying. I mean, she straight up, this beautiful black gown, this deep red lipstick, this red and black style hair, and the pale skin. And I was just like, holy hell, can we marry? Like, I was like, to me, that was beautiful. And it applies to me the same way with homes and architecture. I don't give a shit about the white picket fence and shit like that. I want the wrought iron spikes on top of it, 8 feet tall, fence, metal rod fence that looked like it straight out rolled out an episode of Addams Family or Munsters or out of one of the classic black and white horror movies. That's beautiful to me. The sharp edges on the architecture, the giant gables and things like that, that are throwback to those. That's beautiful to me. That's gorgeous. That's beautiful. And like I said, to each their own, That's definitely somebody take my money in a heartbeat. But yeah, the big cathedral style rooms with the paintings and the bookshelves, like tons of bookshelves, which, I mean, I'm a big reader anyway, so that works out perfect for me. So having a massive library with tons and tons of books, wall to wall, and having that giant, desk, at the other end with the fireplace, behind it or something. Oh, absolutely beautiful. I'm definitely one of those people. Like I've had lots of my friends or family tell me before that, that I was born in the wrong uh, century, because of whether it's the things I like or the way I view life, honor and things like that. I've definitely been told that before, that I was born in the wrong era. Um, Yeah, oh yeah, it damn sure made me a freak growing up because I would draw things like that, vampires and werewolves and oh my shit, I was bullied all through uh school from elementary all the way up until like the first year of high school, severely bullied, harassed, had my ass whooped plenty of times by the local damn asshole bully. Of course, until freshman year of high school, and I finally got a growth spurt and started playing football and stuff. And yeah, then it was a different ball game. Then, once I stood up for myself, it was over. He cowered down like a bitch. But still though, yeah, it definitely made you the outcast. Definitely made you the freak. You were the target of a lot of people. Um, and I don't know. Maybe that's one of the reasons. Like today, um, maybe that because I used to be real timid, real timid. I wouldn't say shit to nobody. Again, I was bullied heavy as a kid, all the way up till my freshman year of high school. And by then, the severe damage is done. You have no self esteem, you have no self worth. By that point, those are over a decade plus of being bullied. So you have no self worth at that time, and I think that's one of the reasons I don't play now. You get what I'm saying? Like when somebody, like some people are like, oh, why don't you just turn the other cheek, just ignore them? Like when I get caught up in somebody's bullshit and drama of somebody being hateful, disrespectful, or trying to start shit. I guess that's why I'm so confrontational about it now, and I have zero patience for it because I'm not going to be bullied anymore. I will, that person that acts like that now to me, I will bully that bitch back until he's a cowarding, crying piece of shit on the floor. And I know that's wrong. I understand that that's wrong. I don't give a shit. I will not be bullied anymore by somebody. No, it ain't happening no more. That's why when I catch these dudes at Comic Cons who's ran their mouth online, who talk shit to me online or about me, that's why when I catch them at a Comic Con, I go straight to them and I give them all the chance in the world to be that Billy Badass in person. And they always do the same thing. They cower down like a little punk. But you shouldn't do that per se, but it is what it is. But yeah. But anyway, let's get back on the track with the real thing. I don't want to get sidetracked on shit that happened forever ago. But yeah, that to me, that's what's beautiful. That's God. I'm such a nut. Uh, about Gothic architecture, Gothic beauty. Yeah. Yeah, it is definitely my kryptonite. That's for damn sure. Oh my God. You give me a pretty lady in a goth costume and or an outfit, not costume, because the people that live it. But you give me a beautiful woman in a damn gothic costume or gothic outfit with a that's my kryptonite. Especially if you throw, even though I know that I get they're fake or whatever, but even if you throw in a set of fangs, oh, it's game over. I'm like putty in their hands. uh, but yeah, man, the buildings. Oh my God, the buildings. Yeah, you would, like I said, you wouldn't hear me talking about winning the lottery, but you would know it. um, to be honest, I think so. Um, because I mean, obviously, I'm a big Frankenstein fan in general, and I'm a huge Wolfman fan. Werewolves are probably one of my favorite characters. What's up, Danny? Uh, I think Frankenstein, as far as characters, an individual character, like creature versus Frankenstein versus Dracula. I think Frankenstein is, because the story of Frankenstein is so tragic that you have someone who who is brought into the world alone, really, uh, you know, uh, terrified of the world, no clue how to maneuver the world, who is 100% an outcast, that nobody gives any thought to other than afraid. And all he's wanting is for someone to love him. Yeah, I mean, really and truly, when you think about the story, that's really the cut and dry of it, because that's all he wanted, and everybody kept shunning him, and even to the point where he went back to Victor and he was like, create me a bride so someone will love me. And it's it's a really, like, if you read that book or watch the movie, it is an absolutely heartbreaking story. So, and really and truly, it should be one that most people can relate to in general. Especially, again, if you grew up, if you grew up being bullied and harassed and shit on. Um, yeah, yeah, I think so. I think he is. I think he's my favorite of them because of his story. Because I mean, even if you look at, the story of the Wolfman, another tragic story, a man cursed. But during the day, during the other 29 days of the month or whatever, when the full moon's not there to affect classic Wolfman, with Lon Chaney Jr. Playing the character or whatever, the character himself, the person he's playing, he's a very handsome guy. He's very, at that time, that era, he's top of the food chain, handsome. You know what I mean? But with Frankenstein, he doesn't have, the chiseled looks, the charisma, anything that would make life easier for him. Because I mean, whether people want to admit this shit or not, in life, if you're pretty, you get a lot of advantages. If you're in solid shape, now, which anybody can choose to get in shape, that's all on our own personal choices, but it still applies. Even in this era right now of people trying to do this, oh, you shouldn't body shame, you shouldn't judge people. Let's be honest, that story, that idea, concept applies to the ladies, because most of the women still judge men on how they look and their physique. Let's just be honest about it. It just is what it is, and that'll never change. And I'm not getting on that subject material of back and forth shit about it. It just that's true, and it just is what it is. And I ain't hating on nobody. It ain't nobody's fault that they look a certain way or anything like that. But it is true. If you're pretty, you get advantages. If you're wealthy, you get advantages. So even in the Wolfman, classic Wolfman, 1930s with Lon Chaney Jr., this is someone who is well-to-do, and for all case and purposes at that time, a very handsome guy. Again, top of the food chain, so to speak, in that era. So yeah, I think for me personally, someone I connect with more is Frankenstein. You know? Yep, exactly. Now, as far as just cool characters, if you're just going by cool factor, I mean, vampires and Dracula, they're going to take the top of the like if you're into goth and you're into horror and you're into any of that stuff, I mean, Dracula's top of the food chain. That's the guy every dude wishes he was. You know, the charisma, the sexiness, the power, everything about him is what every single guy wishes that's into that subject material wishes they were. There's no telling how many times people have cosplayed Halloween as Dracula. Yeah, Bela Lugosi, man, come on, the accent, the charisma, the just power that he gave that character walking into a room, no doubt. And then through history, no matter who they are, when you look at all the different incarnations of Dracula, it's always that concept. It's always that sexiness, that power, that the fact you walk into a room and you could have anything in there you wanted. So that's why I can't really, you can't really relate to him. It's just one of those things like, holy shit, I wish I had that. you know, um, and what's so funny about it is, and I guess maybe that's an opposites attracts thing where that comes into effect. Yeah, like I don't think, even including myself, but just people I know and people I see, I've never seen like one gothic person, or super horror fan married or dating another one, including myself. It's happened with me. That one's a strange one. Like every time I see someone who looks the way I'm talking about that I think is gorgeous and sexy, oh, excuse me, got the burpees. Um, when I finally see who their spouse is, it's the complete opposite almost every single time. That one's it's so it's so strange. That one is definitely strange. And I'm sure someone does. But just in my experience, it has not been many. Hell, I can't even say many because me personally, I have not met a single couple that they both are that. That one's I need to find like gothic dating hotline or something. I don't know. Uh, that's what I need to do. Because I mean, it's even me. Like a lot of people I've dated, they don't even like horror movies, and that one sucks. When you do date someone that has no interest in the stuff you're into, that sucks. Um, Now it's cool if you're lucky enough, you end up dating someone whom will, even though they may not be into it, will share that passion with you. Now that's super cool. That's super cool. But that does not happen often. It's usually, oh, I'm not going to watch that, or I'm not going to go, or I'm not going to, go to that con, or I'm not going to celebrate Halloween, whatever the case may be. It's sadly it happens. See, see what I mean? Uh, and like I said, and that's not a bad thing, as long as the other person appreciates what you're into and will at least share in that with you. That's what matters. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, sadly, I've dated some people before that, it was they like Halloween, they like dressing up, but you can't really I couldn't really get them to watch horror movies, or definitely couldn't get them on board, as much as I was. And like I said, I'm sure somebody's gotten lucky and that's worked for them. All I can speak on is what I've personally seen, or experienced. I mean, like I say, even to the point I've dated a person before that wouldn't take part in any of it, and that sucks. It definitely sucks when you have to do it all by yourself. If you want to go watch a horror movie, you have to go by yourself. If you want to go to a Comic Con, you have to go by yourself. If you want to super decorate for Halloween, you have to do it by yourself. So it is important. Always keep that in mind for any of you guys out there who have spouses. Even though it 100% may not be anything you have any interest in whatsoever, do it. Do it with your spouse. Um, because they love it. And that's what it's supposed to be about is you showing support for something your spouse is into. And the same thing goes for you, like the guys, if your wife or girlfriend or whatever significant other is into yard sales and big on decorating, let's say maybe Christmas might be their thing, take part in it. Go to the yard sales with her or him, share each other's passions. You don't got to do it, but you should share it though. Don't make them go do it by themselves. Yeah, my daughters, for the most part, they're big into it. They like horror movies and such. So I've been pretty lucky with there. Now, again, like I said, it's one of those things that you do want to do that. You want to share in each other's hobbies and things. Like I said, you don't got to do it, but like if they invite you to go to a Comic-Con, man, even though you don't care nothing about it, trust me when I tell you this. If you will go, you will blow your spouse's mind, and their love for you will go through the roof. I'm not joking with you. It's legit. That will blow their mind. Yeah, it's a good thing. Always just keep in mind, you got to keep putting effort into one another. Don't get distracted thinking that it's you're married, so you don't got to do nothing else. Don't be that. Spend that time with one another, man. I'm telling you. Man, everybody in chat's quiet today. Why is everybody so quiet? Come on, people. Let's talk about some movies, man. But I mean, yeah, I'm definitely a classics fan for sure. I watch the old black and white movies every single year, and Halloween especially, and then sometimes in between those months, I'll throw it in the DVD player. Yeah, I'm a big on them. Yeah, marriage is definitely an investment. Sadly, people lose sight of that. You got to stop. You can't stop pouring into one another. You know, with attention and love, et cetera, et cetera. You can't. It's easy to do that when you first started dating. We can all do that super easy when we first get started, but you need to keep that investment going. Sit down and have those movie nights, man. Get off those damn phones. Talk to each other about your day. Talk about stuff. Hell, relive some childhood stuff, man. Talk about your, favorite dates that you may have went on, or favorite movies that you saw together. You know, don't be afraid to talk about that stuff. Living in nostalgia, in my opinion, I think is a good thing. Like a lot of people want to say, "Oh, you shouldn't live in the past," and I agree with that. You shouldn't live in the past when it comes to bullshit and drama. But man, relive those moments with if you got a spouse that you were with, from super 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 young years, y'all were dating in high school or you met, when you were in your damn 20s or whatever the case may be. Man, sit down, man, throw your damn phones in the damn bedroom or in the in the kitchen, sit down on your damn couch, put in some damn, because you can watch any type of movies now. I mean, that's not an issue, and relive those moments, man. Same thing with your kids too, though. Sit down and try to watch a movie that they grew up with, that you watched with them when they were little. Yeah. Definitely do it. Try to do it with your friends if you can, because that one we're all severely missing out on. Because maybe they live far away. But if you're lucky enough that you have friends that live near you, man, get them over to your damn house. I don't worry about this shit. Oh, well, so and so doesn't ever invite me. Why do I got to do it? Don't worry about it, man. Just do it. Invite your friend. If you're lucky enough that your friends you grew up with live close to you, man, do it. That's awesome, Ernest. Yeah, not everybody can do that. So you're lucky as hell that happens. What's up, Zachary? That's cool. Yeah, I've done sketch cards for Upper Deck couple times. Um, I did it for what set, their Flair set or something, and their Premiere set, something like that. That was a couple years ago. I don't mess with sketch cards anymore. The only sketch cards I do now are sketch cards for Gabe's Cave, because they actually pay people a proper wage for doing sketch cards. I'm not doing sketch cards for these other companies anymore. I'm not doing sketch cards for $3 a card. Nope, and it's not happening. I'm not doing that shit no more. And then if they don't use them all, they don't pay you for the ones you did use, but yet they keep the cards. Nope, I'm good. So, but more power to anybody that does it. No, horror is horror. You have different types of horror, of course, different genres of horror. Um, you got sci-fi horror, kind of like Alien and Aliens and so on and so on. Predator is technically considered a form of sci-fi horror. Then you have um, thriller horror and stuff like that. Then you got gore. You got suspense horror, like Silence of the Lambs and stuff like that. So yeah, there's all types. of horror. That's what makes horror so much fun. Is there's a little bit, you know, you got suspense horror like Psycho, and you know, technically Psycho Sal would be considered suspense horror. Um, you know, um, so yeah, there's all kinds, and that's what makes it so much damn fun. But yeah, tons of cool stuff. Yeah, sketch card shit don't pay for shit. It's not worth doing, in my opinion. But more power to the people that want to do it. But yeah, but yep, I've done it. I've done that for them. I've done retailer comic covers for you know, for retailer covers for Image Comics and Dynamite and etc. So I've been around for a little bit. Yeah, and I think that's why a lot of people are kind of digging Psycho Sal, and a lot of them are people that's not even horror fans. Like I've had people tell me, "Oh, I'm loving the book," and I'm not even a horror fan. So that's pretty cool, and I think that's because, you know, it's not a slasher, even though there's some pretty serious murders going on. You know, it's not an in-your-face Scream or Jason Voorhees slasher movie. You know, but um, and and again, I think that's why people are really, really digging it. Uh, you know, is for that reason, um, that it's more suspense, it's more thriller. You know, hang on a second, guys. I think someone's at my door. Ugh. No, I guess not. I could have sworn I heard someone knocking at my door. Let me. Oh, thank you, Mommy. I appreciate it. Let me text my daughter Shelby and make sure. Sometimes she'll walk down here with Victor, and I saw somebody go on a bicycle, and I know she's been hanging out with her boyfriend today. Super nice guy. Um, make sure they weren't riding some bicycles over here or some shit. but but yeah, I'm having a blast, an absolute blast with the Psycho Sal concept. Again, being a big horror fan, you know, Psycho is one of my favorite movies. Even though I kind of think the second one is better. Um, you know, I'm sure some folks are probably not going to agree with that, but I don't know. I kind of think the second Psycho was better, but I'm a fan of it nonetheless. No, I guess I'm just hearing shit. She said it wasn't her. So, yeah, that's true, Zachary. All it is just practice, brother. Yeah, I used to do video games. You know, I used to own a PS. At that time, it was a PS4, and I've owned an Xbox One. You know, I used to be into gaming. I used to play online gaming like EverQuest and EverQuest 2, and But as I became an artist, I couldn't do that shit anymore because I have addictive personality. So if I'm going to do something, I try to be as damn good at it as I can. And that stuff is a major, time sink, especially doing like PvP, player versus player stuff. And that's what I used to do when I played EverQuest. But yeah, I used to play, like horror style games on the Xbox and on the PS. But like I said, as I became an artist, I had to do away with that shit. Otherwise, I would be doing that instead of this. I mean, I don't even own that shit now, as a way of not working all the time. I can't do it. I get too caught up in it. But yeah, so I used to do it too. Wait, the remake, what are we talking about? Well, the great thing about art is all it is time invested. That's it. I mean, there's no super secret. As much as people try to make it out like there is, like we're hiding some kind of secret to get good. I mean, I remember the remake with Vaughn. I think Vaughn was in it. But no, I'm talking about the original, like Psycho 1 and Psycho 2, the originals by Hitchcock. I think I like the second one better. When I say second, I mean Psycho 2, I actually mean number 2. But yeah, that's one of the great things about art is, it's something anyone can learn. Now, is there this weird natural kind of thing that happens sometimes with some of us where we catch on to stuff faster, we see shapes faster and can apply it faster because of this, what some people call God-given talent. And I don't have a problem with believing that concept or anything, but it is one of those things that art is something anyone can do. It might take you way longer to learn than say someone who for some odd reason is a bit more artistically inclined. That is definitely true. It could definitely take you longer, but you can learn it. I mean, just like anyone can learn the guitar, anyone can learn the drums. So yeah. So that's the great thing about art is but it's just easier for a lot of people that grew up drawing. If you grew up playing video games, obviously it's going to take you longer to learn to draw. If you grew up, doing anything other than drawing, it's going to take you longer, and you're going to have to learn what we took, the majority of our life to do. Because here's the thing, like when I started doing this 6 years ago, because I've been doing it professionally for 5 years, but 6 years ago was when I started grinding art. When I made the decision that I'm going to do this, and I started grinding art anywhere between 2 to 4 to 5 hours a day. And I did that for a year straight before I started putting myself out there on social media and started picking up, commissions and things like that. I was already drawing for a year. Again, 2 to 4 to 5 hours a day, 7 days a week while working my full-time job. But prior to that first year, I actually hadn't picked a pencil up in 10 years, not drawn a single thing in 10 years. Yeah. There's a few sequels to Psycho. I believe they did that had, or maybe he was just in 1 and 2. The guy who played the son, and I'm having a brain fart right now thinking of his name, but maybe he was just in 2 because it has been a long time since I've seen those movies. So I can't remember if he was in, if there was a third one, and if so, was he in it? I can't remember. But yeah, he was in part 2, and I think it was I think it was a very good movie. Yeah, I've always done the Halloween thing and stuff like that. And I don't know why, I don't know why I don't, not cosplay, because trying to cosplay and work a con as a comic artist is going to be tough. But like, I don't know why I don't ever dress up as Psycho Sal at some of these signing events and stuff. I need to start doing it. I mean, I've got the gear to do proper cosplay as Psycho Sal. But yeah, Halloween's always been a big one for me. I always dressed up for Halloween. Well, I take that back. It used to be. Sadly, since I started doing this, over the last 5 years, I don't think I've done a single Halloween event. I used to be one of those people. I had Halloween parties. Um, uh, Oh, I was like, what the hell has iPhone got to do with that? So because sometimes I'm out of town on Halloween weekend doing a show. So, I don't get to do Halloween as much as I used to. And I hate that because I used to be one of those people. We had parties at my home. And those parties were like full-blown costume parties. Like everybody would dress up, come to our home to do a party for Halloween night. And we'd have food and we'd have drinks and things like that. And we would straight up do a prize pool for a winner. So we would have everyone that showed up give $5 to go into a bucket, so to speak. Um, and then at the end of the night, we would have everyone's names. We would give people out paper, and everyone would vote on their favorite female costume and their favorite male costume. And then we would tally the votes, and we would give the prize pool. We'd split it 50-50 and give it to each one of the people that got voted best dressed. So, we were into it big time. Um, yeah, see, exactly. That's a lot of fun when you do that. And I miss it. I really do. Like I'm almost to a point like I miss it enough that I think I'm gonna start paying a bit more attention about when I book shit and not book anything on Halloween weekend. Because especially now, when I got my grandkids, and they're gonna want to do trick or treating and stuff like that. So I need to be here for that. I'm not missing that. I missed a good bit of my daughter's um, events in life growing up because I lived like 3.5 hours from them, and I missed a lot of it. Couldn't, I worked in the casino world for a long time, and your ass couldn't, when you worked the casino world, and you couldn't take weekends off, you didn't get them off, so, I missed a lot of stuff, with my daughters, uh, you know, uh, them getting to do Halloween and stuff. Because I would, most of the time I'd be working those nights. Like I said, we didn't get off on holidays. There was no holidays off for us. We worked every single holiday and we worked every single weekend. So I missed a lot of stuff with my daughters, working in that world. And, I don't want to miss it with and that, even though I hate living here, I hate living here. I don't want to move right now because, I mean, yeah, there at first I was like, okay, I'll move back down here, be closer to my daughters. One of the reasons I moved here 5 years ago. And that's been awesome. I've gotten to spend tons of time with my daughters, movie nights and things like that, etc. And but then they're graduating high school, and by the time I moved down here 5 years ago, they were some of them were just graduating high school, so they were starting their own lives and boyfriends, and then of course a couple of them had their own children. So yeah, so I was like, okay, I'll move back down there. I'll be closer to them, even though I hate Mississippi. I'll be closer to them. And then once my last daughter, Ashley, was out of high school, then I would move my ass to East Tennessee, and then I'll just bring them up to see me anytime they want to. Because at that point, let's be honest, once they're in their 20s range, You know, like I said, they've got their own boyfriends, they got their own life, they got their own jobs, they got their own responsibilities. They can't just miss all the work here or there. So it wasn't like we were going to get to see each other every day any damn way. You get what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, I'll just move back up here to East Tennessee. And then, you know, when they can come visit, they'll come visit. And when I go visit, I can go visit. So we were, you know, are going to do that. But then, you know, the grandbabies came along and I was like, shit, you know, I don't want to miss any more. I mean, I already missed a lot of that with my daughter. So now I'm kind of stuck here. uh, now, don't get me wrong, it's not a bad reason to be stuck here. You know, I love having my daughters right down the street and I love the grandbabies being right down the street. But, you know, again, we're at that point where my daughters work full-time careers. They're and going to school for some of them. And then they have their own, you know, boyfriends and things that they've been with forever that, you know, that they, you know, they're doing their own thing, you know, they're living in their own apartments, you know, etc. So, you know, I don't see a problem with it. I mean, oh, that's cool. You know, don't get me wrong. Now, I am a big believer. Like, you know, you got some people that don't agree with this and some that do. I don't think you should. You got all year to save up for Halloween. Not to mention YouTube that can tell you tons of ways to make some fun, cool costumes for cheap. So this whole concept that some people like, oh, I go trick or treat, but I don't dress up. I don't think that's right. You know, that's just me. You know, um, you know, I don't want you showing up. Personally, I don't want you showing up my doorstep with a Walmart bag in your everyday street clothes and you're 17 years old wanting candy. No, I don't really get into that shit. Um, but you know, if it's a small kid, man, I'm gonna give a small kid candy. You know, um, you know, whether they're in a costume or not, that, you know, that's a parent that dropped the ball there. You know, if I'm looking at some kid that's like 10 and under, or you know, 12 and under, or whatever, and they sadly they may not be in a costume. Now I'm not going to tell them no if I'm giving out candy. Now I'd rather them be in a costume, but you know, that's not their fault. The parent dropped the ball there. People can bitch all they want. This whole shit where parents go, I don't have money for costumes. It's the same damn argument I'll give you when they say I don't have money for Christmas. Your ass had all year to save up for it. Put down the cigarettes, put down the alcohol, put down whatever else you spending your extra damn money on, the nails, the extra shoes, the hair jobs, the hunting gear, the bullets for your hunting gear. I don't give a shit what you're spending your money on. Put the shit down and buy your kid a Halloween costume and buy your kid Christmas gifts. You know, but again, I'm not going to blame a child. That's not the child's fault. That's a lazy parent's fault. Because again, you have all year to save up. Uh, yeah, exactly, Jane. Put down them damn $8 coffees that you claim you need. There's your big one right there. That's the biggest damn problem solved right there. Put down them damn $8 coffees a day. $8 a day. $8 a day that you do not need, contrary to your damn thought process. I'm gonna make somebody mad. I'm not trying to. I'm just saying that Halloween is a great, in my opinion, Halloween is a very fun thing for children to do. You know, I really do. I think it's something that's good for them. You know, gets them out of the house, gets them active. You know, oh, I had plenty of damn homemade costumes when I was a kid. I was lucky if somebody bought some, you know, fake teeth at the drugstore and one of those little bitty things of white paint and fake blood, and that's about the extent of it. Yeah, Halloween's so much fun. Yeah, it is. Halloween's a lot of fun. People should definitely do it. It breaks my heart. It breaks my heart when I look now and I don't see hardly anyone doing Halloween in our area. It really does break my heart. Um, and then the ones we do see, they're driving in their car, and getting candy, jumping back in their car. Like it's not even an event anymore in a lot of places. Like it's just let me show up and get me some free candy, and then I'm gonna go home. Like it's not an event anymore. That kind of breaks my heart a little. It definitely breaks my heart a little. Oh yeah, it's insane, dude, how much people spend on damn Starbucks and shit like that. Holy Jesus. I mean, I personally know people that have to have it every single morning. They go through that Starbucks drive-through every single day. And I don't say nothing to them now because at the end of the day, you earn your money, you spend your money however you see fit. I'll never tell anybody they're wrong for how they spend their money. They earn it. Do you boo boo? You spend it on whatever you want. But it's just also, I'm one of those people, don't bitch about being broke if you're spending $8 a day at Starbucks. Don't bitch about being broke if you're spending $10 a pack on smokes. I don't want to hear it. I ain't gonna listen to you. Like you could stop any of that shit and save money. Because when you sit down and you really think about it, $8 a day for Starbucks, and you multiply that times, even if you just do it Monday through Friday, that's $40 a week just on Starbucks. $40 a week. That's $160 a month times 12. I bet you money that's a damn mini vacation. Let me look at that. Would that be a mini vacation? Let me look. No, I don't want that. Go back. Let's look. Oh my God, that's $2,000 a year. Let me make sure I added that right. Let me make sure I added that right. Because it's 160 a month. 1920. That's what you spend if you buy Starbucks every single day a year. That right there is that's a cruise. That's a cruise. That's a vacation. There's your vacation. Now you throw in cigarettes, at $10 a pack. And I personally know people who go through a pack a day. Easy, if not more in some cases. A pack a day. Hell, I know some people that go through 2 packs a day. I mean, I've known family members that's done that. So holy bejeebus. I mean, your Starbucks, and again, I don't fuss at nobody because again, at the end of the day, it's your money. You spend it however you want. I think a lot of people need to learn that concept because I've seen wives fuss at my buddies who collect comics, that spend a couple $100 a month on comics, will sit and bitch and complain to him about him doing it, but yet she's got 5 closets in their house full of damn clothes that she hasn't worn in 5 years. Shoes she hasn't seen since the day she bought them. Fingernails every other week, hair every other week. So we all have our bullshit that we spend our money on. So I'm a big believer in, I'm not going to tell anybody what to spend their money on. I may casually talk about it like with you guys and go, holy shit, that's a vacation. But But I'm not going to go send that to nobody and say, hey, just a heads up, this is why you should quit. Like, I'm not going to do it. Everybody should be able to spend their money on what they want to. And the same thing goes for ladies. Y'all need to chill out getting all over your boyfriend about his comics. Because I guarantee you, if we went and looked in your damn closet, you would have a shitload of shoes and clothes you haven't worn in years and still buying more. So, yeah, people need to respect that. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you got to do that. You got to be respectful of what people like. Cuz it's their comfort. It's their break. If you want to spend that money on Starbucks, knock yourself out. If you want to buy comic books, knock yourself out. If you want to save up all your money and take a vacation every year, knock yourself out. We should be okay with that. Oh, there's no doubt about that. That's definitely true. Time with your kids and friends and family are definitely better than buying a bunch of bullshit. Like I told my daughters, and I'm hoping they still want to stick to this idea, but it'll all kind of depend on if they can get off work, which is the hardest part because all four of my daughters work. But what I'd really like to do this coming December, instead of buying everybody a bunch of gifts, I'd like to do what we did a handful of Christmases ago, and I just pay for everybody to go to the cabins in Gatlinburg and stay in the cabins again and have a fun weekend. That's what I want to do. Yeah, there you go. Exactly. As long as you're budgeting, as long as you're paying your bills and nobody's blowing, needed money, man, you should be able to enjoy your damn self. Life is too damn hard and it's too damn short for us to be bitching and arguing with one another over somebody spending, $50 on some damn comic books. Again, especially if you just spent $40 or $80 on some nails. It's not right. Don't do it. They can spend their money on their shit too. Because I get it. Like I get some of the argument behind it. You're like, I don't get it. I don't understand it. Like I understand that argument, but it's not for you to get. You know what I'm saying? That's what they like to do. Leave them alone. You know? As long as they're not spending it on hookers and drugs, don't worry about it. Oh yeah, I've seen a friend of mine. He would get just griped at all the time, man. I was like, Jesus Christ, dude, how are you not how are you not left yet? Of course, now we know why. We ain't stupid. We know why he probably not leaving. He don't want to leave with half his shit. Let's just be honest. But anyway, it's just it's just that it's pointless arguing. I ain't buying no damn new iPhone every year. I have an iPhone. Y'all can do that silly shit if you want to. And I'm gonna call that silly. And the reason I call it silly, as far as iPhone or any of these new phones are concerned, the reason I call it silly is because they don't change shit. There's very minimal changes. Like the difference between like when iPhone 12 went to iPhone 13, there was not a lot of shit going on that you're going holy hell. Really, there wasn't anything going on that you would be going holy hell. But so now me personally, again, this is just me personally. Everyone else is welcome to do what they want to. I think it's silly, but again, it doesn't matter what I think. I'm not the one paying for it. So that part's irrelevant. Now, me personally, I skip one. So when I do iPhone, like this one right here is the iPhone. What is this one? The iPhone 12 Max Pro, I think. Is this 12? How do you see which one it is? You go under. How do you see which phone you got? Yeah, here it is. Okay, so like this, yeah, right here. Okay, so I've got the iPhone 12 Pro Max. So that's the 12 Pro. So what's out right now? The 14 Pro Max is out right now. Now see this one here, I'll probably go soon and grab the 14. Depending on if it's almost time for the 15. Now, if it's almost time for the damn 15, I'll ride this bitch until the 15 comes out. I'll skip a couple of iPhones because usually there is nothing upgraded. Oh, okay. So see, 15's in September. I'll wait till 15. So I'm 3 iPhones behind. I'll go get a 15 Pro Max. So I get my money's worth. But like I said, you know, I don't, the sad thing is $1,000 phone doesn't do me shit tons of good. Because all I do with this phone, I'm not making elaborate videos. I'm not taking elaborate photos. I'm not doing any type of crazy shit. All I do with my phone is talk on it, text on it, check Facebook, Instagram, email, and maybe watch YouTube on it sometimes. That's the extent. You know, I take pictures. I do take pictures, obviously, of art and family or whatever. So that's it. But even on the pictures end, I'm not doing no crazy high, you know, out of this world pictures, you know. So I don't get my money's worth out of a phone, cost versus use. That's why I will milk the use of it, like the overall use of it, for, you know, at least 2 iPhones. Yeah, I mean, really and truly, I mean, I could jump on a plain Jane, you know, simple phone, and you know, if there is a such thing these days, and not have to even mess with it. Now, but you know, don't get me wrong, I don't mind having an iPhone. And do I think they're extremely overpriced? Hell yes. I think they're extremely, extremely, extremely overpriced. And not just iPhones, all of them. I think they are all ridiculously overpriced. Yeah, so I mean, I do you know, video recordings on my phone, but you know, it's either me recording art or me recording while I'm driving. Um, you know, so that's kind of the extent of that. You know, and it doesn't matter to me if it's 4K or not. You know, it is 4K. I believe that phone records in 4K or whatever. Uh, but I'm not, you know, I don't really give a shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is, you know? But yeah, I will, I will definitely wait till like 2 or 3 damn iPhones have come out. I don't need that sucker, you know, immediately. Oh yeah, it's a huge markup. There's no doubt. And it's our own fault. If people would stop buying a brand new iPhone every damn time one comes out, they would stop doing this shit. They would, because the sad thing is, you get a new iPhone. That's another thing I'll do a lot of times too, is when they drop a new iPhone and I know I'm going to go get that iPhone, I'll usually wait about 2 months before I go get it, because that gives them time to work out all their damn bugs, because they do not, for the most part, solve all their bug problems before they put that phone out. Yeah, exactly, D. Yeah, I don't give a shit about the 4K shit. You know, even though I've got a TV that's 4K, I've got channels that are 4K. I've got, you know, I don't go buy 4K DVDs, which I don't really buy DVDs anymore anyway. Now when I had my home, when I owned my home, now my movie stuff was a different ball game, in the sense of, you know, I had 7.5 surround sound, and you know, I had movie quality speakers and shit like that in my home, because you know, my neighbor couldn't really hear the shit. You know, I had a proper movie room and stuff like that. Now, of course, in an apartment, I can't do all that. All I've got's a sound bar that has, you know, a sub with it, and it works just fine. I don't give a shit about the 4K stuff. I'm not going to go buy 4K movies. I'm not going to go buy, you know, I'm not specifically looking for 4K TV when I bought one. It just happened to have one, and it was one of them that were on sale during Black Friday. And I bought like a 75-inch TV. Now, I do love a 75-inch TV. I really enjoy a big TV, and I enjoy quality sound. Like, I'm not listening to my movies or TV through the TV speakers. So, I mean, I'm going to have a sound bar at least, with a sub with it. It is if you have a TV for it, because like and it is just certain channels and certain movie channels. Like if you go into some of the apps, there's the normals, and then there'll usually be one section that says 4K, and there'll be a handful of movies or TV or whatever that is in that little box of 4K stuff. But for the most part, it's just all your other channels are just regular, and I'm fine with that. It looks beautiful on my TV. I'm not concerned about it. But yeah, sadly, I wish we as a people would stop catering to these people with these phones and stop buying them every damn year. You do not need, again, it's your money though, do it if you want, but this is just me sharing my opinion. You do not need a new damn phone every year, and your child definitely does not need a new iPhone every damn year. uh you know but of course, like I said, that's just my opinion. But I know I'm personally not doing it. I'm not going to go out of the way to get a new phone every single year. It's pointless. Does it actually work? That's weird. Probably. Now, if it actually works, you know what happened? That probably fell out of some jackass's vehicle. And they just, because I mean, in all reality, if it fell out of a vehicle on the side of the damn road, that damn thing should be busted. So they probably didn't even bother to stop to look. They just figured that if it didn't shatter on the drop, that the bouncing and skidding did enough damn damage to shake up the shit on the inside. Because I mean, let's just be honest, a lot of this technology today, especially phones, you sneeze at them wrong and the damn things go stupid and crack and break. You too. Have a good weekend. Yeah, I'm about to get off here in a few minutes myself. I've got to do a little bit more background stuff for this print design. But Animal, I've got to double check. They're wanting to put some kind of mask on him or half a mask. I got to look in my notes and see what the hell that was. But I think I've got this. I'm going to add some more chains around the corners. And I'm thinking, like this is supposed to be a Rubik's Cube, but I'm thinking about, even though it's a Rubik's Cube, I'm thinking about doing some kind of opening here, and then maybe having a chain come out this way and a chain coming out that way, flying out towards the viewer. Yeah, thinking about doing that. Or maybe not. I don't know. It may look cooler, solid, as a Rubik's Cube. Like I said, it's not going to be Pinhead's actual box. We're doing it as the Rubik's Cube. Yeah. I mean, if it's coming on, if you can turn it on and then you can turn it off, that doesn't sound like the power supply. I mean, if it's a power supply, like I've got a 60-inch TV in my bedroom right now that I had loaned to a friend of mine, and sadly, when there was nothing wrong with that damn TV. Now, don't get me wrong, that TV was like 8 years old, but there wasn't shit wrong with that 60-inch TV. And I let them use it, and they plugged it directly into their damn wall. They didn't plug it into a power surge protector. And of course, the first storm that rolled through, and it popped the power supply on that TV. So it will not turn on at all. And sadly, because the way TVs are now, I can't find a replacement power supply for that TV. I just hadn't had the heart to throw it in the damn garbage yet. It's still sitting behind my door in my bedroom. Like, I don't have the heart to throw it away, even though, again, it's like 8 or 9 years old. But because of that age, even though it was in mint condition, because of that age, you can't get a replacement power supply for it. So that one won't come on at all, which is clearly power supply. So if yours is coming on and turning off, like you can turn it on and it'll stay on. But there's no picture now. It's probably, it could be a blown, whatchamadoodle. But it could be the main board too, like you said. That's the only bad thing about it. It could be several different things. Not for that TV, you can't. That TV doesn't make them anymore. Like, I even called a TV repair guy to see if he could get one or if he had a spare one laying around. And he didn't have it, and he couldn't get a replacement either. So, yeah, I mean, there's no doubt about it. If you can get the parts and you can fix it, it's a damn good way to do it, because there's a lot of people that don't know how to do that. And instead of them trying to figure it out, they'll just straight up give away the TV or throw it away. That's for sure. Yeah, exactly. It would have to be one of those scenarios. You would have to find someone that somehow has busted their screen and they don't want it. But that's just a kicker to it. The majority of people out there, and I mean the majority, when their TV goes bad, they're not going to try to fix it. They're not going to ask around if anybody wants it for parts. They're going to immediately go throw it in the damn garbage. That's the only drawback. Nobody's going to pull the parts off because they're not going to sell for shit. If somebody pulled it down, let's say someone did have a broke screen and they went all the hassle to tear the TV apart, pull out the power supply since it's good, and they posted it, they'd be lucky to get $5 for it. They'd be lucky to get $10 for it. So that's why most people don't mess with it. Now, somebody had the hindsight or the foresight to go, you know what? I'm going to start taking apart damn broken TVs and pull the shit out that works. You'd probably have a good little business there. Oh, it's definitely a waste. I don't know how many times I've seen TVs, go out there to throw garbage away at my apartments and see a TV in there. Hell, I've seen people put all kinds of shit out there. I mean, hell, not too long ago, somebody took two perfectly good bookcases, like 6 foot tall bookcases, absolutely nothing wrong with them. And I mean, like not plasterboard, but actual decent wood bookcases, 6 feet tall by like 2 feet wide, 3 feet wide. And I went out there to throw garbage one day, and both of them were standing there against the garbage. And I was like, I looked at them, nothing was broken, nothing was torn, nothing was screwed up. It didn't, it looked good. There wasn't anything shitty about it. Shit, I grabbed one of them, and I guess someone else had that thought too. And it was kind of a heavy bookcase, or otherwise I would have grabbed both of them at the same time. So I grabbed it and hefted it up and brought it in my damn apartment. There wasn't shit wrong with it. It's sitting in there right now with stuff on it. And I went back out there a little while later to get the other one, and someone else had already gotten it. It's amazing what people throw away, especially rich neighborhoods. Holy shit. You go to rich neighborhoods and look, and you'll find all kinds of shit. You go to apartments in rich areas. You go to Goodwills in rich areas. Dude, you'll find all kinds of shit. I mean, stuff. So I've seen stuff with still had a price tag on it. Rich people are super damn guilty of it. Have a damn couch for a year and decide they want to change the look of their living room, so they'll donate. Like I bought a leather couch, 3-seater, a leather couch at Goodwill in Memphis one time, over in Bartlett in the rich area at that Goodwill. They had a leather couch in there that was in the back, because when you go to certain Goodwills, especially, and it kind of happens in more of the rich areas, but it's in some of the other areas too. So you got Goodwill that just sells shit, right? That you donate. Then you have some Goodwills that the front part of the store is where they sell shit that people get donated to them. Well, in Goodwill, once items set for a certain length of time, they move it to this back area of their Goodwill that you can go around the side of the Goodwill to get into, and it's called the bargain barn. And that's their last ditch effort to sell that shit before they throw it on a boat and they ship it to Canada. For those, I mean, not Canada, to China. For those that don't know, that's what happens to Goodwill shit that doesn't get bought. They eventually throw it into containers and they get shipped overseas. So there's where your donations go to, by the way. But so anyway, but you know, that same couch, if it had been out front, would have been a $200 couch, because they will look shit up online for the front part of the store to see what it's selling for, and they will price accordingly. You go in there, that's why you'll see Nike shoes in there for like $80 in some Goodwills. But again, so once it rotates from the front, nobody's bought that overpriced stuff, and it goes back to the bargain barn. That's where you get stuff stupid cheap. Like you could buy Keurigs in there for $10. You could buy PS4s for $10 that somebody didn't pick up front. So I found a couch in there one day. That thing was mint, beautiful leather, real leather. And I guarantee you the reason it didn't sell up front is because, in truth, the majority of people are buying shit at Goodwill are people that don't have a ton of money to spend. So they can't buy a damn $700, $800, $600 couch in the front of Goodwill. You know what I'm saying? So it rotated to the back. And because I used to do that as a hobby, I would go down to the Goodwill and go to the bargain barn, and I would snag stuff that I knew I could flip, just as a fun little hobby to do on the weekends and stuff like that, you know? So that couch comes through. I see it back there. Like I said, 3-seater couch, 3 people can sit on it. Beautiful dark brown leather, no scratches, no cuts, no nothings. And it was being sold for $30. I bought that couch for $30, loaded it into the back of my damn truck, went home, posted it on Facebook resale for $400, and it was gone the next day. So, I mean, I would go in there and buy Keurigs, plug them in, make sure they worked proper and everything, because you could do that with electronics before you buy it. I would buy Keurigs in there for $10, go home, look up the model number, run hot water and everything through it, clean it proper, disinfect it, make sure it's proper before I sell it to someone, which, you know, takes almost no time to do, to clean something and properly sanitize it. And then I would depending on the model, I'd sell those from anywhere from a $50 Keurig to a $90 Keurig, depending on the model. So, I mean, I bought Bose home speakers in there before for $10, took them home, look them up, and they were $500 tower speakers. And I put them on Facebook Marketplace, you know, for $200 or $300, and they're gone. So, you know, it's amazing. Again, the shit not only people will throw away in general to you know, but the shit that they will donate to Goodwill. I mean, I've literally seen clothes in Goodwill with price tags still on them. I've seen shoes with price tags. So yeah, it's insane. It's absolutely insane, the shit people will throw away. Well, yeah, you got to sanitize the shit. You just don't, I don't give a shit if it's Goodwill or Salvation Army or your buddy down the street gave it to you. If it's a bed, you know, if it's a couch, you sanitize and clean the hell out of it. Yeah, dude, nothing surprising. Well, dude, I found 2 signed Stan Lee items at a Goodwill in Bartlett, the one I used to go to. Legit signed Stan Lee. One was a hammer. One was a Thor's, you know, hammer signed by Stan Lee. And what the hell was the other item? Was it a shield? I think it was a Captain America shield signed by Stan Lee. I found it at a Goodwill in the bargain barn. I paid $3 for each of them because, you know, it's a kid's, you know, it's a toy hammer. Obviously, it was a nice looking Thor hammer. It's one of those, you know, those newer ones when the movies first got started. But it's a $10 toy, $15 toy, brand new. And the shield was the same thing. It's a plastic replica shield, you know, that was probably $30-$40. But they were both signed by Stan Lee. Now the sad thing is, we know what happened there. You can damn sure take it to the bank. What happened there? Some dude pissed off some girl, and she donated his shit to Goodwill. You can bet money that's what happened there. But yeah, you never know what you're going to find, especially when you're doing those bargain barns that's behind a Goodwill. Again, because that's where you get stuff stupid, ridiculously cheap. Shoes in there, you know, I've seen people in there grabbing shoes, and it'd be brand new damn Nikes. I mean, I was straight up with the price tag on them, you know, and they're buying them for, you know, $5 tennis shoes. Yeah, that's possible too. Mom donated that shit and didn't realize it. But that one, I don't really, you know, I don't really think it was that, even though that is a possibility. I believe it was a pissed off girlfriend. Probably an ex, probably a scenario of an ex, you know, and he hadn't come and got the rest of his shit. And she probably packed it all up and donated it. I mean, let's just be honest. That shit happens a lot. Shit thrown in the garbage, shit destroyed and busted. We all have seen it happen. It's not it's not a sexist comment or any shit like that. So don't get mad. That's just legit fact. It's the same way we can sit back and say when we see somebody's car getting keyed that it's a pissed off woman. It just is what it is. It just is what it is, and don't get mad. But yeah, I figure that's what happened. And now the other sad truth is it could have been someone that passed away, you know, because I have no clue what else was donated. Those were just two items I saw on that day, and I grabbed both of them before someone else did. So, you know, there's no telling, you know, it could have been something somebody found in a back room of somebody they're no longer with. It could have been someone that passed away, or it could have been something where like mom was throwing out, you know, toys in general. You know, maybe she has a teenager. Well, I doubt it's a teenager. Maybe, you know, she had, young adult still at home and she's throwing out some actual toys and she thought those were toys. I mean, or dad thought those were toys. There's no telling. But like I said, it's crazy the stuff that you can find for sure. You know, always check Goodwills, in my opinion. Always, especially if they have a bargain barn behind their Goodwill store connected to it. Damn sure check that stuff. It's crazy the shit you'll find. Yeah, definitely. You never ever know. All right, guys, I'm going to get off here. We've been live for about 2 hours. Like I said, I just want to get more done on this horror piece for this upcoming con. This is going to be a print design available to the people for that con. What's up, Terry? Oh, awesome, man. I hope everything came safe and everything's good. Yeah, dude, you can find a lot of cool shit in thrift stores and you can find a lot of cool shit at yard sales too. It's a good thing to do. It's fun. You know, but anyway, guys, I'm going to get off here. I'm going to grab some dinner and I think I'm going to just kind of chill the rest of the evening. But I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I hope you're having a great weekend. If you're at any Comic-Cons, I hope you're having a blast. Don't forget, we only have about 8 days, I think, left on Psycho Sal #4 Kickstarter. Guys, don't miss out on the damn Kickstarter. I can't reiterate that enough. The books that you see on that Kickstarter will not be available outside of that Kickstarter. There will be no back orders. There will be no extra printed, no nothing. So, you know, make sure you don't miss out on those really cool covers by the artists. And definitely make sure you don't miss out on those exclusives that we added with Lacey's floral cover. And then especially Ken Hunt's black and white metal. That metal is, and that's not even issue #4. So make sure you pay attention to that. That Ken cover, that is issue #5. So you're getting a sneak preview of one of the covers for issue #5 that goes into Kickstarter around September. So don't miss out on it. That black and white trade dress and virgin option for his cover is only available on #4's Kickstarter. It will not be on issue #5 Kickstarter. Okay, so don't miss out on that. That book will come numbered. It will come signed. If you bought the signature thing, it'll have a signature on it, but it will come numbered on every single copy for that book. So guys, please don't miss out on it. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to get off here. Again, thank you for hanging out with me and chit chatting. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you guys later.